Hey everybody, welcome back to Gentle Farmer's tutorial and Let's Play. Today we are going back down into our mine and I'm going to show you how to mine obsidian. And we need our diamond pickaxe for this because it's the only type of pickaxe that can mine obsidian, and even so it's going to take a long time with an unenchanted diamond pickaxe to mine this stuff. So you see, when we start, what I do first, I like to do is I place a water bucket like this, because once I start mining the obsidian, there is frequently lava underneath it. And so if you mine the obsidian and then it drops into lava, it'll be destroyed. So I put a water bucket, and this way when I mine this obsidian, if there's lava underneath, the water will immediately turn it to more obsidian, and that will keep the block that I mine out from being destroyed. But you see, it takes quite a while, even with a diamond pickaxe, to mine this stuff. So you see, and there was lava underneath. So you see, I got the advancement ice bucket challenge because I turned lava to obsidian. I'm going to speed through the rest of this obsidian because it really takes a ridiculously long time to mine. And I'm going to need about 24 or so obsidian. I'd like to make 2 portals. I'm going to make a portal near my house and a portal near the village that we discovered and went to earlier in the series. To expedite my trip from between my house and that village, I won't have to keep running across the land and jumping in a boat and so forth. I want to be able to go back and forth quickly. So we're going to mine out enough obsidian to make 2 portals. Now the minimum number of obsidian you need for a portal is 10, and it needs to be 3 blocks high by 2 blocks wide. You don't have to have obsidian in the corners, but the rest of it needs to be obsidian, and you can make them up to, I believe the maximum is 23 blocks. You can make 23 by 23, but it only needs to be 3 blocks high and 2 blocks wide. So once I get 20 or so of these obsidian, we will go over to the village and build a portal there, and then we'll build a portal at our house and go into the Nether from one portal to the other, and it'll make a much quicker trip because distances in the Nether are 1/8 what they are in the overworld. So I don't really know how many blocks it is from this village to my house, but it'll be 8 times shorter through the Nether, so it's really good for making long trips. Alright, so you see here I've got the debug screen up, and I'm getting the coordinates written down for my village portal, because what I'm going to do is divide those coordinates by 8 when I go into the Nether, and go to those same coordinates divided by 8 and build my return portal, and that will open into this village if we do it all right. Okay, so you see I put not diorite in the corner. I put decorative stones in the corners because they don't have to be obsidian, but the rest of it does need to be. And I built that portal a little bit larger than I needed to. It was 4 by 3, but it can be larger. I like to leave myself room to get villagers or boats or things from it. Sometimes you want to transport things by portal, so I left myself room to do that. Alright, so now we're going to go out at our base. I've built a little ledge out here where I want to put our portal by our house, and I'm going to sink it in the floor because sometimes, again, with boats and things, you like to be able to ride directly into the portal without having to jump up a block. So just in case, I like to build my portals with the lower part of it buried in the surface. Okay, I needed a few more obsidian because as I built this portal, I realized I also, when I build the portal here and go through it, there will be one automatically created on the other side. But then I will need to go to the coordinates I determined in the Nether and build a portal to come out at the village. And so I needed enough for 3 portals. I accidentally only collected enough for 2. So I ran down and got some more real quick. Alright. So we've got this portal. Now we're going to go make a flint and steel out of 1 piece of iron and 1 piece of flint. And that will allow us to light this portal. And then we'll go through it into the Nether. And we haven't been in the Nether yet in this series, so that'll be interesting, and I'll point out some features of it to you. It's a pretty dangerous place, but once you learn, you see here a piece of iron, a piece of flint and steel. Once you learn the dangers in the Nether, they are somewhat easy to control. There's some things that are just luck, and they can get you. I'm going to go ahead and make a diamond sword too to upgrade. My iron sword was starting to wear out, and we have several diamonds, so I thought it was probably a good time to build myself a better sword. Diamond swords last longer and they do more damage. So, see what I got. Leave anything I don't need. I am going to, since I don't have a breastplate currently, I mean I do have a breastplate, it's iron, but I don't have a diamond breastplate. So I'm going to go ahead and leave my iron breastplate here and put on a gold breastplate, which you make with that pattern. And you will see in a moment the advantage of the gold breastplate. There are piglins, what they're called. There is a mob in the Nether called piglins, and they are a hostile mob. They will attack you. But if you are wearing gold armor, they will not attack you. Piglins love gold. They will trade. They will accept gold from you and trade for various random items. And if you're wearing gold armor, they will not attack you. If you're wearing other than gold armor, they will. They will immediately attack you. So take a quick snooze. I lit that portal. Have a little bit of sleep, and then we're going to jump in, see what we can find in the Nether. Oh, I do want to show you a couple of things before we go, which is the compass. Now, I don't know if I talked about compasses before. A compass points, if you see the little red needle, it points toward your spawn point in the world. And you see my spawn point is actually right below this deck. If you recall in episode 1, we spawned on the ground right at the base of this little dirt hill. So I'm standing right over it now, and you can see as I step by it, the needle swings around to face the other way. So they're good if you are wandering around to help you find your way back to spawn. But what I want to show you is when we get in the Nether, things like map and okay, we got the advancement. We need to go deeper because we went into the Nether. So compasses and clocks and things do not work in the Nether. They spin around randomly, so I'm going to show you that. But now what we're heading to is I want to go to those coordinates. So my coordinates in the overworld village were at negative 301 x 68 elevation and 21 z coordinates. So I want to go here to those coordinates divided by 8. So the y coordinate doesn't really matter in the Nether, but I'm going to head toward negative 39 x 3z. So that's why I have my debug on. I'm trying to find that point. And we are going to, it's going to be over here on the edge near this wall. We're going to mine our way into this wall a little bit and build a portal at those coordinates, light it, and then go through it, and we should come out right at that little village. And I'll show you in a moment too how close we are to the other portal that's at our house, and you'll see what I mean, that it makes travel from one spot to the other in the overworld much quicker because all the distances are reduced in the Nether. So this that I'm mining now is nether quartz, which is wonderful stuff. I want to get a lot of that because for one, it drops a lot of experience when you mine it, and I'd like to get my experience level. You see right now it's 24. I want to get my level up to 30 because that will allow me to get maximum enchantments, and in the next episode or two I want to show you enchanting, and so I'd like to do that if possible at maximum experience level, which is 30. Well, there is no maximum experience level. You can get it up to hundreds, but the highest level enchantments you can get are 30. So I'm going to try to get there. Alright, so now we're heading to negative 39x 3z. Alright, and when we reach that point, I'm going to... Alright, there we are, right on the edge, right over this lava. So I'm going to put down the obsidian portal, and we're going to light that, and we'll go through into the village. Alright, be careful when you're doing this. This, by the way, is netherrack that I'm mining out here. It's a very soft stone that's all over the nether. It mines very quickly, which is nice. You can stick it in a furnace and smelt it, and it will turn into nether bricks. Nether bricks, and they are actually very hard. They are, I believe, equivalent to cobblestone as far as blast resistance. So they're good at protecting you from things and protecting you in the nether from ghast attacks. Ghast fire ray. If we see one, I'll show you. Ghast fire ray. Fire charge essentially, and fire charges will blast through rock and things up to about the level of cobblestone or stone. They can resist it, and nether bricks can resist ghast blocks. Netherrack will not. Netherrack will be blown away by a ghast explosion. I put this obsidian in the wrong place, so I'm gonna mine it real quick and move it over. I wanted it one spot closer. So you see I'm not putting corner blocks here. I put 3 down on the bottom, and then I want to block out, put 3 up, 3 across the top. This is larger than the minimum size. It could only be 3 up and 2 across, but like I said, I like to have my portals a little larger so that I can move things around. Sometimes I like to transport villagers through the nether to get, say if I want to take a villager from the village and build an iron farm with him or some other kind of farm. I like to be able to transport things, or even animals. So I make my portals a little bigger. So you can see here when I turn, that's our village portal right there. And then just back behind us is the portal that goes to the to our home. So it's a much quicker trip here. Alright, so let's light this portal and see what we can find. You see how my clock, by the way, here, my clock and my compass are both just spinning wildly? That's what I wanted to show you before. If you recall, at my home, the compass needle, the red needle, pointed towards the spawn point. In the nether, it just goes wonky and points all over the place. And same thing with your clock. You see my clock is spinning between day and night, night and day. It doesn't, you can't really determine any of that stuff in the nether. Time does pass in the overworld. We left in the daytime. When we go back, it may well be night, depending on how long we're here. But your clock will not tell you what time it is in the overworld. Alright, so here we came out the village. Oh, we did not come out where I built the portal, though. That's interesting. So you see it created, here's the portal that I built. It created a portal, a brand new portal down there near the water. So there's my coordinates, negative 310. And then the y that, like I said, doesn't matter as far as portals. And then 20. Oh, you know what I did? I went in the nether to negative 3z, and I meant to go to positive 3z. So, well, that'll give you an idea too, though, of how how the distances change in the nether. So I was off by 6 blocks essentially in the nether, and in the overworld it made a difference of 48 blocks essentially, 6 times 8. So that's why my portal was all the way across the village instead of back over here. But what I did was just mine out one of those obsidian blocks from the wrong portal, and that caused it to break. And then I will light this portal and go through, and it should link up. If they're fairly close, they will link to one another. Yes, so it linked to the one that I put in the wrong place. That one actually should have been about 6 blocks over to the positive Z, which is left here. But it does work as it is. I may move it later just for aesthetics. But you see, I go through it now, and I come out in that little building that I built for my portal. We go back into it, come out in the overworld. Come back out in the nether. And there's our portal to our home. So let's go check that and make sure it's going to work. I don't have any reason to think it won't, but... Alright, perfect. So we're back home now. Okay. So, now what I want to do is go... Oh, I'm going to put the netherrack in here. I want you to see... let's see. I need to get coal in there. I probably won't stick around and watch this happen, but at some point I'll show you that it will... When you smelt this netherrack, it will turn into nether bricks. Yeah, I need to work on this furnace system. I've got the hoppers hooked up a little weird. I thought I was being clever and trying to make it divide them. What I wanted to do was make it so that I could dump all kinds of smeltable materials in there, and they would be, if they couldn't go into one furnace because there was netherrack in it, they would go into the other one, but that didn't work. I'm going to work on that, but what I can do is make it so that it evenly divides everything you put in there between the two furnaces. Alright, so we'll see nether bricks after a little while. But first, what I wanted to do, have a quick sleep. What I want to do now is go back into the nether, and I am going to mine a lot of nether quartz and also try to show you some of the mobs that are there. I need to eat. There's a few interesting mobs in the nether. So most of these guys right there, that one I bumped into, they look like kind of like pigs, but they look like they're rotting. Those are zombified piglins. So they are essentially piglins. No, those are piglins. The guy I'm pointing at down there now is a piglin. There's a piglin friend of his. They are not rotting. These other guys are piglins that have become zombified. And the interesting thing is, zombie pigmen or zombified piglins are neutral mobs. They will not attack you. They do, however, do a lot of damage, and if you attack them, they will fight, they will attack you, and as will everyone in the area. So if you attack a zombified piglin, and unless you can kill it with a single stroke, it will scream out a warning, and all the zombified piglins in the area will come. I don't know exactly. I think within the spawn radius, within 16 chunks or so, will come to attack you also. So they can very quickly overwhelm you if you're not careful. But as long as you don't attack them, they will not attack you. So they can be creepy. But mostly you can ignore them as long as you're careful not to hit them. You don't hit them on purpose, and don't hit them accidentally when you're mining, or more often when you're fighting other mobs. So I have done that many times where I was fighting, say, a ghast or something else, and accidentally hit zombie pigmen, and then you're in a world of hurt. So I'm going to take these gold nuggets that I mined. This is... You see this nether gold? There's a zombified piglin, and he couldn't care less about me for the most part. But I took those gold nuggets, and you see I put them in a crafting table. 9 of them covering the crafting table gives you an ingot of gold, and the reason I made that into an ingot is here in a little bit. I'll see if I can get a piglin, and I will give him the ingot of gold, and they will trade. If you give them ingots of gold, they will trade you interesting things that are unique to the Nether. So I'm going to speed through this. Right now what I'm mostly doing is trying to mine this Nether quartz because I can make a lot of observers and very interesting redstone components out of it. And also I want to get my levels up to 30 so that I can do that enchanting, like I said. Now look, here's a piglin. They are, I'm going to give him this ingot of gold and he'll look at it for a while. You see my subtitle says Zombified Piglin Grunts, Zombified Piglin Admires. And then he threw me some blackstone, and you can barter with them like that. Now you don't have any control over what they give you, but you can give them iron ingots and they'll give you something, and it's a good way to get things. It's more useful once you get more gold, but they can give you obsidian and gosh, all kinds of things. They'll give you boots that have soul speed, which is an enchantment that allows you to walk on soul sand in the Nether faster. Soul sand I haven't shown you yet, but it's a block in the Nether that is like sand, but when you walk over it you move very slowly. It slows you down, and these boots will, the soul speed enchantment will allow you to move more quickly on those. They'll give you potions of fire resistance, which are eminently useful in the Nether because there's lava everywhere. But now I'm going to mine along here and try to get more quartz and get my levels up to level 30. So let's see, what have I not said to you? We're getting the quartz, getting our levels up. We saw zombified piglins, we saw piglins, we traded with a piglin. Here's gravel. This stuff down here are magma blocks. You see when I stand on this magma block, I was taking damage. And this is soul sand down that beachy area right next to the lava lake is soul sand, and that's the stuff that slows you down a lot when you walk on it. Alright, so now we're just mining, trying to get our levels up. Okay, now, let's see, we talked before about the fact that zombie piglins will not attack if you're wearing gold armor. So you see I took off my gold breastplate. That guy came charging over and just gave me a good whack with his sword. They can do quite a bit of damage to you. I put it back on, he's leaving me alone, but watch this. When I start mining this gold, they also don't like it when you take gold from the Nether. So when I started mining that gold, he became aggressive again and attacked me. Alright, so if you want to fight piglins, by all means do. Be careful, they hit pretty hard. If you do not want to have to fight them, make sure you don't dig gold around them, and make sure you're wearing gold armor. I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of these gold blocks since I'm here, and I'm going to check over my shoulder to make sure no piglins coming to attack me. They have to be within a certain range. Basically, they have to hear you mine that block. Alright, so we're gonna get some more of this quartz. I'm gonna speed through this so you don't have to watch me tediously grinding. And my level is now 29, so I'm in the home stretch. I'm getting there, just a little bit more, and we will be able to do some good enchanting. Alright, I'm gonna pillar over real quick and get this quartz. Okay. So now, let me show you one thing here. You see these glowing blocks to my right? I'm making myself a little bit of a platform here so I don't fall in that lava. This is glowstone, and it's a beautiful natural light. I don't know how beautiful it is. That's in the eye of the beholder, but you see it glows. It's a block that glows. If you mine it with a regular pickaxe, you just get glowstone powder. And if you take 4 glowstone powder and put them in your, either in your personal inventory, your personal crafting area, or a 3x3 crafting table, you can make it back into glowstone. But if you mine it, you get the glowstone dust, unless you mine it with a silk touch. Now there is an enchantment called silk touch that allows you to get glowstone and glass and ice and other things that are usually destroyed by mining. It allows you to get them without breaking them. So I'm going to leave the rest of those for now, because I got lucky and I got 4 glowstone dust when I mined it, but it drops between like 1 and 4 glowstone dust. So you don't always get enough to build your glowstone block back. Look at this. This is a magma cube. This is a hostile mob. He doesn't seem, I can't tell if he sees I'm here. Usually when they see you're here, they'll start hopping towards you. For some reason, he's not detecting me. But they're creepy. Oh, here, now he sees me. And the thing is, when you hit them, eek, you do a certain amount of damage, they break into 4. And then when you hit these medium-sized ones, they break into smaller ones. I gotta be careful not to hit this zombified pigman, like I said, because he will turn aggressive. But let me get these guys. And they drop magma cream, which is wonderful because you can make fire resistance potions out of it. Oh my heavens, a ghast. Oh, there's a ghast. I told you I was going to show you one. They fire fireballs at you. And I usually shoot them. They can fly. I usually shoot them with a bow. But since I don't have a bow, I had to do that with my sword. Now, you see I got the advancement return to sender because I knocked his fireball back at him and it killed him. I would love to let you think that I am that good with a sword. That's actually a low probability hit for me. I didn't have much choice but to try to do that with my sword because I don't have a bow, and I got lucky and pulled it off. And I could have kept that to myself, I guess, because I'd love to have you think I'm a combat genius, but that was, I did intend to do it, but I didn't necessarily think I was going to. I got lucky and actually pulled it off. If you time it just right, you can whack that fireball back at them, but it's easy to time wrong. So I got the magma cube. You saw that ghast also dropped gunpowder. They can also drop gas tears. But that is what I wanted to show you for today, folks. So thank you for watching our journey into the Nether, and we'll be making more portals and using more Nether supplies and things in the future. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.